Hi friends, and welcome to the Healthy Beyond 40 show. I'm Michelle, mama 4 and military wife, and I'm passionate about helping women get healthy from the inside out so they can feel better and live their best life. Do you feel like you're struggling to lose weight and get in shape? If you're ready to develop healthier habits, exercise consistently, and lose weight sustainably, then you're in the right place. I combine my expertise from my doctorate in physical therapy to my experience as a health coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher to bring you actionable steps for a healthy lifestyle. No magic pill here, so lace up those shoes and get moving. So today I'm excited to introduce and go a little more in depth about a powerful tool called EFT, and that stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and it's plural because there's more than one. There's one main technique that we use most often, and it's often referred to as tapping. So if you've ever felt stuck in a cycle of stress, emotional eating, self-doubt, or you just want to create a greater sense of balance in your life, EFT can really help. And I want to encourage you that if you're feeling stuck, whether that's around cravings, emotional eating, sticking to your goals, and really creating consistency in your health, I want to offer you this opportunity for a free call with me where we can talk about coaching and how we might use EFT tapping and see if it's the right fit for you. I'm a huge believer in having a coach. I have one myself because a lot of times we need someone else who can see things from a different perspective and to help guide us because we're often too close to the situation and we can't see things, and sometimes we can't move our things through certain situations because we're stuck in our viewpoint. So a coach can really provide accountability, support, and expertise, and can really make a difference in overcoming challenges and really supporting that positive change that you want in your life. So if that's you and maybe you need some extra guidance and you want to break free from patterns that are holding you back, then check the link down below where you can schedule a free call and we can just see if we would be a good fit to work together so that we can get you moving forward in your life. Okay, so first I want to go into what is EFT tapping. So it's really just a simple and effective way to manage stress and emotions, discomfort in our body by using this gentle tapping on our body, and it uses specific acupressure points. And then we're saying things as we're doing it. So it's really helping our body get out of that flight reaction and coming into our calming nervous system. And when we're in our calming nervous system, we can process things, we can see things differently, and we can come up with ways that we might want to respond to triggers differently. And as we're tapping on these points, it really helps us send those calming signals to the brain and that emotional brain where we tend to get triggered into fear and stress, and brings us into that calming nervous system where we can actually use our prefrontal cortex, which is our thinking part of the brain, which it makes us humans, so we can really see things clearly and make better decisions. And you might even notice that there might be parts of your body that you tap on without even knowing. So especially if you've seen nail biters, they're typically getting acupressure points because they're stressed and overwhelmed. And it's a way to calm their body. Even things as tapping our fingers on something. Also, there's a point between our two eyes that is calming. I used to do this like years ago when I was stressed or trying to fall asleep. I would even do this on my babies when I was trying to get them to go to sleep. There are these different points on our body that relate to acupressure points that really help to calm us. So EFT can be used for so many different things. And especially as I'm working as a health coach, it's not like I'm only working with people like, how are we going to meal plan and these very specific health related things that we might think, because often, most times, even in coaching, I'm working on different things that are getting in the way of people taking care of their health. So different things they're stressed about, that they're overwhelmed about, relationship things, all these flow into us taking care or not taking care of ourselves. So in coaching and EFT, I coach on all sorts of different things. So whether you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, if you're having cravings and emotional eating, stress eating, it goes back to these emotional things in an EFT and coaching in general. We can work on those things to help break free. Maybe we have self-doubt or negative beliefs. And especially when we're feeling emotions in our body, like for example, if we're feeling anxious, that doesn't feel good in our body. And then we can amplify that and react to it. But if we can start to calm our body and just become aware of those sensations that anxiety feels like, if we know what it feels like in our body, we can start to decrease that fear and be okay. And we can also look at our thoughts and what is going on in that moment that we need to work through. And there's actually a lot of research about clinical EFT, and I'll go a little more into the difference between clinical EFT and tapping scripts. But there's a good amount of research with using EFT for like food cravings and weight loss, stress reduction, and cortisol levels. Like they're actually sampling people's cortisol levels before and after EFT, and it's showing a drop in their cortisol levels, which is the stress hormones, and also studies how clinical EFT enhances key health markers. There's so many. Those are just a few to highlight it, but I want you guys to know that there's scientific evidence that's coming out, and I would say it's newer. So I would imagine like 20 years from now, we're going to have way more research. And this tool is just low risk. Versus like taking a medication, there's not many risks that come with using EFT. And EFT is also a tool that you can use by yourself, and you can also use in coaching. So working with a coach will really help you to see how to use this tool. And as a coach, I also tell people specific ways for them how to use it in their daily life, because it's important that we have that ability to help process with someone when we need that, but also that we can use this tool on our own. So before we go any further, so part of my EFT certification that I got, which was almost a year, and I also had to do 50 sessions with other people, like me practicing 50 sessions with people. It was a very thorough certification. And I just want to share this review with one of my clients because EFT really helped to give her a new understanding to emotions, to increase that awareness, to have less fear of her emotions, and to really to be able to open up and work through things together, and to give her tools where in her daily life, when I wasn't with her, that she could decrease stress and overwhelm in her life. And over the course I was working with her, she had some pretty big unexpected things come up. So it was really helpful to her.
Hi, my name is Rochelle, and when I first met with Michelle, I was afraid to really open up and share some feelings that I were struggling with and how they had really made my life a struggle. And so I was really seeking out something that I could do at home and in my comfort be able to address some things. And speaking with her, I just really appreciate how gentle and kind and open and sharing she was in giving me some tools with the EFT and teaching me how to address issues that I could go and off and learn how to do on my own by myself, even if I was in the car or in the middle of a situation, or giving me good ideas of finding time and ways to look at things. And tapping has been an incredible tool that I have that has helped me now to look at certain things and trust the process. It was difficult, but I am so grateful for Michelle and for these tools. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Give it a try if you have a chance. Thanks.
All right, so I'm super grateful that Rochelle was willing to share that with you guys and about her experience. So next, I just want to go into what does EFT look like? When you're working with a coach, it's a personalized experience where we're going to identify and address places where you're stuck, maybe where you're having some emotional blocks or negative thought patterns that are holding you back. And then we're going to tap on specific acupressure points while we're focusing on those emotions and those thoughts that go along with it. And the acupuncture points as we're tapping helps to release some of the stress. And as we're focusing on those emotions and thoughts, it helps us to move forward and lessen the weight that it has. Sometimes it's just amazing saying things out loud and keep saying them. You're like, oh, okay, like I can let that go. The experience can be different every time. But the session is entirely guided by you. So we're going at your own pace and focusing on what feels most important to you. And as we tap, commonly people just experience some release of those emotions, so that intensity might come down. They might have clarity. They might be able to come up with new ideas and have more freedom and really have a plan for going forward to however deal with whatever's going on in their life. And maybe if you're a Christian, because these sessions are led by you, we might incorporate prayer or scripture or use that within coaching. But it's led by you. So if that's something that you bring up, then we can go into and relate how does this situation relate to my faith. But if you don't bring it up, that doesn't get brought up in the session because, again, it's led by you. So that helps you to feel more safe too. So we're going to work on what you need to work on and what you're ready to work on too. So a little difference between clinical EFT and tapping scripts. So tapping scripts, they're pre-written words and they'll have you say them and you tap on those specific spots. And this is more like a Band-Aid approach for emotions. And sometimes you still will experience a relief, maybe a little bit better mood, but it tends to only skim the surface and almost temporarily distracts us. And it doesn't really address that root cause of what's going on. Now, sometimes when we're doing a session together, using your words, we might come to some little script that you might use going forward, but it has to be personalized. So in contrast, clinical EFT is deeper and more individual, where we focus on your emotions, your thoughts, your past experiences, your future experience, and we're able to dig a lot deeper. Because sometimes when we just want to use like a positive approach and we deny those feelings and thoughts that we're having, they're still going to be there. And when something comes up, we're going to go right back to those. So we really want to make it specific to you and to your feelings and to your thoughts. And our thoughts and our feelings are what creates our action or inaction that can keep us stuck. So it's really a big difference when you start using EFT and you're using your own words, your thoughts, and you know how to do that too. So in a session, first we're going to get to know each other and really set goals and figure out where you want to go, what you want to work on. And then we might explore some emotions, thoughts, or events that have been holding you back. And also what I love about EFT, we can work on future events. So maybe you are feeling stressed because you know in a week that you're going to see somebody and that person's stressing you out. Or maybe you need to confront somebody about something and that feels overwhelming. So we can actually work at those events in the future because they're creating stress for us right now. And in this session, we're going to really clarify different triggers, different thoughts that you might have. A lot of times we know some thoughts that we're having, and we like to dig a little deeper and see if there's any other thoughts or beliefs that we have about ourselves that is making us do things or not do things that we want to. So it really helps to bring a lot of clarity. And then as we're tapping and we're repeating your different thoughts and your feelings, it allows you to start to release those. Instead of just putting a Band-Aid on something, it allows us to work through them and start to release them so that we can move forward with more peace and calm in our daily life. And through EFT tapping, and I do like coaching throughout, like asking really good questions, you're able to uncover fresh insights, look at something in a different way, and be more emotionally freed and less triggered. And then we work on setting goals and sort of giving a little bit of homework of things that you can do during the week so that you can keep moving forward. So it can be really good if you're looking to release some negative thoughts, and sometimes we're not aware of those, or a limiting belief. So a lot of times things have happened to us and we have beliefs about ourselves. And when we can start to become aware of what those beliefs are, we're able to move forward from them. So they're not running the show anymore. Also, if you have habits that you don't really like, whether that's emotional eating or being stuck in a cycle of stress or an interaction with a certain person, we can start by breaking down those old patterns and starting to build new patterns. And it's especially helpful when you want to move past emotional roadblocks. So maybe you're someone who generally tries to distract themselves from their emotions. So maybe you're feeling anxious about something and you try to do something else or scroll on your phone to release those emotions. Or the same thing with food. We go to food because we're feeling upset or angry in the moment. So it helps to give us a way to recognize our emotions and get to that root cause and to move forward. All right, so I hope this was helpful and gave you a little bit idea of what EFT is. Remember, there's a link in the description where you can set up a call with me if you're interested in finding out if it's for you. Currently, I have 2 spots open for EFT clients, so check that link. And also, I have lots of fun things coming up on the podcast, so make sure you guys are listening each week. Next week, I'm going to be really diving into intentions for Christmas, because I really want you guys to think about, I'm always doing this with my clients, is how can we be more intentional and how can we sort of have a game plan in place? And then after that, for the week of Christmas, I'm going to be sharing meditations on here to help you de-stress during the busy holiday season, because we all take in a lot of information. So the week of Christmas, there will be no information on this podcast. It's just going to be a time to take a break and de-stress and really be able to ground yourself. And then in January, there's going to be some exciting giveaways and sales. So make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, friends. Hope you guys have a great week and keep on moving.